Okay, in the Tesla Model X Plaid, this is 2024 hardware 4 with Tesla Vision now enabled on the new S and X refresh, including the Model 3 Highland, Model 3, and Y without the ultrasonic sensor. There's no radar, there's no sonar, nothing, just using Tesla Vision. This is full self-driving. You can see on the display here, it has visualization on the instrument cluster. In the Y and 3, you will see on the actual main display itself, but the S and X has 2 display. This is instrument cluster, so you can see there my foot is not on the accelerator or the brake. It's changing lane on its own, so you can select HOV enable or not, depending if you have the HOV sticker, which is a carpool sticker, and then it will automatically move over to the HOV lane. The max you can go on the full self-driving on the highway with Tesla Vision is 79. So 79 is the max. It used to be 90 in the older version, hardware 2 or hardware 3, and then they lower it down to 80, then 85, and now back down below 80, so 79. Not sure why it's slowing down. So now it's trying to change back into lane 2. Not sure why it did that. It went over to the HOV and then now it's back to lane 1. I think you call this lane 1. Some people call it a fast lane, and then you have the carpool lane, which is 2 or more occupancy in the vehicle. So visual wise, when it changed lane, it does have the camera on the fender that turns on, and that's automatic. You can also turn that off. It also has a chime. Not sure why it's going over to this side now. So it does strange things, moving from lane to lane. It could have just stayed on the HOV lane, and we still have about maybe 10 miles to go, so we're not exiting soon. But overall, highway drive on FSD is very smooth. Even on local street now is very smooth. So it's moving over to the right. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I know the lane is going to merge onto a different highway, but it could have stayed on the carpool lane, as it does have the highway interchange over there. So the reason why it moved over is because it's trying to get onto this other highway interchange. It didn't recognize that the carpool also has that on-ramp to go over as well. So it's keeping it distant. I'm driving in basically sport mode. So in the Plaid, you only have chill, sport, and Plaid. When it go over to another highway, it does signal. That's not something people normally do. Only when you exit, then you turn on your signal, but not through highway interchange. Maybe that's the law, but normal driver here does not do that. Actually, I haven't seen anyone do that when they merge onto a different highway. But anyways, that's a safety feature that it has, letting the vehicle behind you know if you're going straight or you're banking right or left. So merging onto another highway does pretty well. So it's going to try to get over to the HOV lane here. Again, cameras on, signals on. My hand hasn't touched the steering wheel in 4 minutes or so. So it's hands off. It's using, I believe now this hardware and software is using some sort of artificial intelligence, data collection, to help support with future navigating through FSD. It's passing on the slower lane here. It could have merged to the lane 1 all the way over there. So let's see after this big rig if it's gonna do that. Right now it's just cruising on the furthest right lane, which is considered the slow lane. And this is the lane I don't want to be on because a lot of vehicle merges over onto the on-ramp. So now finally is switching lane over. I'm gonna increase the speed and see if it goes over to the HOV lane. So maximum is 79. It's still not moving over. So I'm gonna manually do it. So you can manually do it by hitting the signal on the steering wheel. And this one doesn't have the stock. So the new Refresh X and S does not have the stock. The new Tesla Model 3 Highland does not have the stock either. So it's all switches or haptic feedback on the X and S. There's no switches here. There's no button. It's basically touch press sensitive. You can get the stock now. We did post a recent video. Check it out for the Model 3 X and S. You can install the stock. And what Tesla didn't tell you is that they basically just removed the stock. It's basically the same column to install the stock. But really, you just have to buy it from Tesla and get the harness and reconnect it to the canvas or the computer. For the X and S is under this charger, phone charger, and the Y, well, the 3 and the Future Y, the Future Y Juniper will be on the A-pillar in the passenger side. So check out that video. But right now we're just cruising. So far so smooth. And not sure why it's moving back to the right. Not passing anybody. We are exiting soon, but that's not for another 2.5 miles. So we're gonna take this all the way into the exit and see what happens. So we're still at max out 79 miles per hour. Oh, actually we have, yeah, usually it start trying to bank right when we're about 1.5 to 2 miles out to exit. So it's gonna move over right now. The thing I don't like about it changing lane on the highway is sometimes it changes lane when there's an adjacent car maybe about to change into the same lane as you. So I prefer it to accelerate a little bit harder or slow down. The best way is to accelerate. There's actually a cop coming up. So hopefully we'll exit before he pull up next to us. So we are going 79, so faster than a lot of other vehicle. So it's exiting. There's that cop right there. All right, so we're exiting. I didn't realize he was there. We were speeding. Speed limit was 65. So we're exiting. Light is green. Let's see if it's gonna bank. This is a 2-lane left turn. It gets a little confusing here because it banked all the way to the left, but that's another left turn. So it did just fine. Very smooth. So there's a truck blocking the intersection. It actually knows to go around this truck. That's crazy. Okay, I'd never seen that done before. So there was literally a truck blocking, typical truck driver, I guess, blocking the intersection. Nothing against truck driver. I was just kidding about that. We also have a truck, but it actually went around that truck that was blocking the street. He was trying to make a left. So very smart. It's very smooth. This is in sport mode too. So now is going 36 miles when the speed limit is 40. It should accelerate up to 40. you can't really control, well actually this is the max. You can't really control the speed limit in the city. It's auto max out. You can slow it down by controlling the acceleration to chill. And then on the autopilot, you can put chill as well. If you put assertive, then it accelerates a lot faster. So here's the setting. You can actually adjust this while you're in drive. So you can change to assertive. It's going to change lane more often, get around vehicle. Average is like your normal driver. Chill is really slow, like slow in acceleration, slow in lane change. And then you slow down slower. So very smooth with that if you have passenger that get car sick easily. So right now we're in City Street. You can see that everything is on this display. For the 3 and the Y, it will be on the main display. You can see all the vehicle right there. You can actually see that bus across the street. So it does have a wide angle and the camera is mounted pretty high. The 3 has more difficult time seeing cars ahead of the vehicle in front of you if it's like a truck or a van, but this is very smooth. So highly recommend FSD if you're on the fence about getting it. Right now is a good time to get it. It's definitely worth it. If you have long commute, you have a lot of city driving, this definitely can get you around. More videos to come. Thanks for watching. Catch you on next time. Hopefully you find this helpful.